Hi, I'm Leanne with Leanne and Michelle. Thanks for watching this collection of some of our favorite moments of the Enneagram 5, The Investigator. Make sure you stick around all the way to the end of the video to hear a little bit about how we created this character. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching.
Yeah, it's a hot ristretto 3-shot venti with Breve, 4 pumps of caramel, 2 pumps of vanilla. You know what, it's a little bit complicated. I think I'd rather just keep it to myself, if that's okay. When I come to Starbucks, I think layers. I'm not talking about, for warmth, it's 78 degrees in here. I'm thinking more like social insulation. I'll show you what I mean. Really, you know, pop that collar so you look like a film noir detective. Nothing says unapproachable like a nice set of AirPods. Try to talk to me, I dare you. On second thought, maybe I'll just take this to go. I didn't think anyone was going to be here. How do I shop at Target? Alone. Small talk is my freaking nightmare. You didn't see me. Every social gathering I'm committed to for the next 2 months is canceled. It's horrible. I'm so sad about it. They may never reopen. I may get to stay inside forever. It's serious. It's a crisis. It's a pandemic. It's awful. This is my moment. If you happen to get it, please do contact me because I know exactly how to treat it. I've been researching lockdown protocol that's been going on in Italy and Europe for a couple of days now. If it gets to that level here, I'll absolutely be prepared. Yeah, it's just a misconception that the bidet originated in Japan or in Asia. As everybody knows, it came from France around the early 17th century. And I've had a bidet for several decades now. Number one, I never have to leave my house to get toilet paper. Number two, it's much more sanitary. Number three, 2 words, heated seats. You're stocking up on toilet paper, and what you should be stocking up on is information, okay? And that's what I'm doing. I go to only the most credible news sources, the CDC directly, just the most pure distilled information. And I'm giving you this liquid gold straight from my mouth in my Facebook Lives every day at 7:45 a.m. I'm giving you everything you need. I'm researching for you from my bidet. So do I have experience in customer service interactions? I guess that depends. Just over 15 years of experience as the head of concierge for Marriott Enterprises, but I doubt that applies. Spanish, yeah, I mean, I lived in Spain for 4 years, so I guess you could say I'm conversational, but I'm sure you're going to want somebody more fluent than that.
Oh yeah, the Rise of the Resistance is an absolute multimedia marvel. It was announced in 2015, and of course it has 65 animatronic figures, CGI sequencing, projection screening. It's an optical illusion that the Phantasmic Pool is really a lake. Yeah, it's only about 1.5 feet deep. The lights, they fool you. It's all an optical illusion. I read about it.
You know what, it's ignorance when people say that they can state factually where the Enneagram began. I mean, it's disputed, it's undefined. Some people say it has Sufi roots, okay? But really esoteric Christianity has far more evidence. So you have to have a wing next to your number. If you ever hear someone say, oh, I'm a 1 with an 8 wing, that's not possible. You need to correct that person. Enneagram is important, get it right.
Overall, I gotta say, working from home has been, I'm not gonna cry, the most beautiful experience of my entire life so far. I wake up every morning and I feel like I'm in a dream. A beautiful, beautiful dream from which I never want to awaken. I was worried for a minute because Zoom started giving out unlimited meeting minutes. And that was just a whole lot of FaceTime for me, as you can imagine. But I did come up with a foolproof system. Concerned nod. Call this one the lean back and chin grab. I call this one the stare off and pretend to consider what you're saying. It's really simple. So I'm generally reading 4 or 5 books at any given time, but all this extra time working from home has really upped my stack. Smell that knowledge. Sweet, sweet research. Look, this is not the first time that mankind has been in a quarantine type situation. I mean, as everybody knows, there was the Black Plague of Venice all the way back in 1392. And then, of course, we had yellow fever in 1793, and that was followed by typhus shortly after that in 1892. And then, of course, next week, I got a 5-wing. I do. And that comes out in my, like, manic love of documentaries, my strong skew toward minimalism, and my internal, the way that I think that I'll never be ready to do the next thing. Like, I feel like I've never mastered something enough to really put it out there. Saying, let me think about that and get back to you. I say this a lot to Michelle. She'll be like, just throw some ideas out at me. Just like, give me some, and I'm like, oh, I don't have any good ideas. And then I'll rattle off like a couple of ideas that I work on. And I'm like, but they're still not good enough. And Michelle will be like, those are great, let's use them. So that's where I see my 5-wing the loudest. My desire to incubate an idea and perfect and master it before I let it loose. My need for quiet and my high levels of introversion. I'm not going to say that quarantine has been a delight, but I don't hate it. As far as the 5's actual like character choice, I choose to keep her very monotone and very flat, and she speaks very quickly because a lot of the 5's in my life are just full of information, and it's like you just push their trigger button, like you just say the topic like minimalism, and all of this wealth of information just comes pouring out at them because they've been backlogging it for months and months and months and months and months. And no, they're not an expert, but they'd like to tell you what they know. I wanted to separate her from the other types by giving her a different cadence, a different speech pattern. So that was where that came from. And also the fact that myself and a lot of the other 5's I know, we do this thing. We hoard our information, and then someone pushes our trigger button and we just give you the torrent of knowledge that you didn't know you needed.